It may come as a surprise that in addition to not knowing why they're thinking what they're thinking much of the time, people are relatively clueless about both what will make them happy and how happy they'll be. Many of us will set goals for ourselves only to discover that what we once wanted isn't enough. Given the absence of a reliable crystal ball, being able to decide whether to disengage from a goal and then the ability to let go and start over are essential life skills. Please note the word disengage. Disengagement or artful quitting has nothing to do with the emotionally fueled quitting that many, if not all of us, have indulged in at one point or another in our lives. Some of us may actually have a signature quitting style, and if you have one, it's worth identifying this first before you begin learning how to quit artfully. The following styles of quitting aren't scientific descriptions of how people quit, of course. They're meant to be evocative enough so that you can recognize aspects of your own behavior and quitting style. The slacker quit. We've already mentioned the habitual quitter in the first chapter, but it's worth revisiting since the slacker quit is what comes to mind when the word quit is mentioned. This style of quitting, invoked when the going gets rough or when the situation appears to put more demands on the person than he or she anticipated, is as much about not engaging as it is about quitting. This kind of quitting actually can become a pattern in a person's life and fans out over a broad range of activities. As a rule, these folks rarely finish anything. The OK Corral. The OK Corral type of quitting refers to the posturing winner-take-all kind of quit. This approach usually tries to show the quitter in the best possible light, making the act of quitting part of a moral or another imperative. Its narrative is framed to put the emphasis on what might have been lost had the person persisted, as in, "I quit because my integrity was more important to me." You can substitute any number of other nouns for the word integrity in that sentence, but the gist will remain the same. Because this style of quitting invokes an ethical high ground, one of its appeals is that it blunts the cultural onus on quitting. A good contemporary and public example of the OK Corral is that of Greg Smith, the Goldman Sachs manager, who quit on the op-ed pages of the New York Times after discovering, some 12 years into the job, that the investment bank cared more about its own profits than its clients' interests. In Smith's case, the op-ed quit got him a 7-figure book advance, but for most people, the OK Corral approach, while momentarily very satisfying and ego-boosting, can do enormous damage to a career. If you're counting on referrals or staying in the same industry, it's a bridge burner and not a very smart move. In the area of personal relationships, especially divorce, the OK Corral pretty much guarantees widespread collateral damage, since the other person will, of necessity, be cast as the bad guy and the middle ground will most certainly disappear. Celebrity divorces often devolve into the OK Corral mode, with each party trying to work the cycle of publicity and spin to his or her advantage. If you'd like to see the OK Corral in action as black comedy, just rent the movie The War of the Roses. Emotional dishonesty is, by definition, built into this style of quitting, since the person quitting doesn't have to take any responsibility for the actions or behaviors that preceded the moment of quitting, or for the quit itself. It's all whitewashed in the name of the higher value that forced the quit. As a result, the OK Corral approach isn't likely to yield real personal growth or much happiness, and is unlikely to open up new opportunities. Cleaning up after the shootout is real work. The faux quit. The faux quit isn't a single quitting style, but has many variations on a similar theme. But all versions of the faux quit, while appearing to move the person toward the exit, actually keep him or her in place. The person may actually go through various motions that suggest disengagement, such as temporarily severing a relationship, setting new boundaries, or suggesting different courses of action.